Okay, Mayor, we're recording. Go right ahead.
Very good. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for welcoming us into your homes tonight. And welcome to the organization meeting for Aberdeen Township. This meeting is being held in conformance with the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice has been given to the newspaper, and the notice of this meeting has been posted in public places. The next public meeting of this council will be on January 21st, 2021. Again, thank you for coming and joining us at the reorg meeting. We wish this would have been in person. I think we have a few more months to worry about that. So I want to thank you all so very much for welcoming us into your homes. Will you do a roll call, please, Karen?
Sure. Councilman Cannon?
Here.
Councilman Hirsch?
Here.
Councilwoman Kelly? Councilwoman
Here.
Montom?
Here.
Councilman Swindell? Deputy Mayor Martucci?
Here.
Mayor Taglerini?
Yes, thank you very much, Karen. And right now, we'd just like to do a moment of silence. We traditionally always think about our military, our men and women in uniform who protect us here on our soil and in foreign soils, to let us meet in meetings like this tonight. We're so thrilled and honored to think of them. Of course, our first line defenders right now, the medical field, the doctors and nurses, it certainly, since the last time we met, it certainly appears that the well wishes we were sending to all the people in the labs working on a COVID vaccine seem to have paid off, and we couldn't be more pleased. Now we'll just wait our turn to receive that vaccine. And that's just another example of the great country that we have and all the great minds that were working on that. And I'd like very much for all of you to have a moment for your own personal intentions tonight for this moment of silence. Thank you all very much. And I look forward to the day of retiring this lawn flag that I use for the salute to our flag, and we're back in the courtroom. But if you would help me do the Pledge of Allegiance, that would be terrific. I pledge allegiance
to the United States of America,
to the Republic, which is in
one nation, under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all very much. And I see a lot of guests with us tonight, but the first person I would like to call on, who probably had a day he'll never forget in Washington, D.C., a great friend of ours to Aberdeen, a great congressman, great protector of the environment. And Congressman, I was so happy to hear your voice a couple of hours ago that you were okay. And I'd like to open with you and thank you so very much. I know you've got to get to the floor and probably by 8 o'clock. So I want to thank you for joining us tonight, wishing us good luck in 2021 with the council. The floor is yours, sir.
Oh, well, thank you, Fred, for inviting me. And I told Fred if he still wanted me on, given what was going on today down here, but he said yes. I'm actually safely in my office at the Capitol. And I mean, what's happened today is tragic because it is an effort to undermine our democracy and to, prevent the certification of the presidential election. But it does seem that most of the people who are out here are leaving the Capitol now, and we've decided to move ahead with the process of certification. So supposedly we're going to reconvene at 8 o'clock and continue with the certification of the presidential election. Look, I'm always so proud, not only of our country and our democratic process, but also at the state and the county. I see the freeholder director is there, Arnone.
Other congressman.
Hi. And
How you
also,
doing?
I'm good. And also what you do at the local level. The reorganization meeting is, I know there's no transfer of power today because you didn't even have an election in November, but it still is an indication of how we continue to operate and that we operate in unity and the strength is in our unity. So without saying any more, let me thank you, Fred, and thank you to all the council for all that you do to help your constituents and make Aberdeen a great place. Thanks again. Great to join you,
Congress,
always.
Congress, thank you, and promise us that you will be as safe as you can be. And I know you have a very long night ahead of you. And so I understand if you'd like to jump off and get ready for what you have to do, stay as long as you like, sir. And it's always an honor to be with you. And thank you so very much.
Thank you, Fred. I'm going to say goodbye. Have a happy New Year. Take care.
Happy New
Safe,
Year.
Congressman.
Thank you, sir, very much. Continuing with that in order of preference, and we won't tell Senator Booker, we had the congressman go first, but do we have the senator's video that he sent to the municipalities?
Yeah, Mayor, hold on 1 second.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, it's United States Senator Cory Booker. I'm so excited and grateful to be able to share some words with you as folks get sworn in and have a reorganization. And in many ways, after the year we've had, more than ever, we recognize the grand importance of New Jersey's local leaders. As a city council person, I was a local mayor, and I understand that when there is a crisis, like I saw in the Great Recession, Hurricane Sandy, people that make a difference are New Jersey's local leaders, standing strong in the breach, in the storm, making sure that we stay New Jersey strong, our resiliency, our power amidst the pain of years like we just had, are what defines us. We're not defined by what happens to us, but we are defined by how we rise up together and deal with those challenges. Now more than ever in our history, leaders like you and those who support you that are critically needed as we go forward into 2021. May God bless you in your commitment to country, to our state, to your community. God bless you in your service. I believe that together we will not only cast away the darkness of last year, but bring so much more light into the lives of New Jerseyans. Thank you so much. God bless you. And God bless our nation.
Well, let me thank the senator, and we'll make sure that we get him off a copy of this meeting. And we thank him very much for taking the time. Obviously, he filmed that prior to today, or else I'm sure he would have added a few words about today. But he spoke from the heart, as he always does, and we greatly appreciate him sending us that message. Before I introduce the rest of our guests, I did have a little segue going into our guests. Obviously, tonight is a continuance of our government, though we didn't have an election this past November, and we didn't have to worry about mail ballots or anything like that, or wait a week for results. It is a very important night for us that we're reappointing or appointing new professionals to help keep Aberdeen moving forward. And we're very proud of our professionals. They help us in many ways to deliver the services that our residents have come to enjoy and know. But we know that we're not alone in Aberdeen. And many years ago, I was told, "Oh, don't be bothered with anybody outside the borders." And I thought that was not the right approach to take. And I see some very familiar faces that I communicate with often, and we're not alone. And I think that's the thought that we have in Aberdeen as a council, that we know that sometimes we just need help. And then what do? We call on our senator, our US senator, our congressmen, our LD 13 leaders, and to get things done. And tonight there is a collection of some great public officials that we work with, and they help, because I think we all take our oath of office very seriously. that we're going to defend and protect our Constitution, and that we're going to help our residents and deliver services that they all need. And of course, we don't do that alone. So besides the fact that we've already heard from Congressman Pallone and Senator Book already, I'm so happy that now I don't want to touch my screen because sometimes I lose things, but is our state senator on?
I do not see him on, Mayor.
Okay, but we do have his much better.
Assemblywoman Damaso's joined us from.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, so I do see Assemblywoman Damaso, who I like to say is a friend. When we were mayors together, when I started out, showed me the ropes, was always there for me. And in every position she has moved up the ladder, she's always been there for me. And what I mean is Aberdeen. And so I'd like to, at this point, turn it over to a good friend, Assemblywoman Damaso, to say a few words. And I thank you so very much for joining us tonight. You always do.
Well, thank you, Mayor, and Happy New Year to everyone. While I realize you're not transferring power, as the Congressman said, first, let me say I'm grateful that the Congressman is safe and that all are safe, and that we're all, I think we are learning some valuable lessons today. And, you know, America is a great nation, and it's a great nation because we stick together and we stand together. And I'm glad that many of us came out and condemned what was happening there. And I'm glad that, again, that the Congressman and all our representatives are safe, because that is truly an unacceptable way to behave. You know, you don't take a temper tantrum when you don't get your way. You work harder next time. So hopefully we all learn from that. But back to happiness and this governing body who does a phenomenal job representing Aberdeen and taking care of its residents. I'm proud to represent each and every one of you. You know that I'm always here for you, whatever you need. And so Senator O'Scanlan was going to jump on. I know that we're setting up, he and I, and you'll be the first to hear it now. This is a grand announcement. We're setting up with the VNA some space at Bellworks to help with the vaccinations. And so I just got a text message from the VNA guy saying that Declan was with him and they were walking the property. So that's probably why he hasn't jumped on yet, but you know, we'll get that done and we can get some more vaccines out, get people covered so that we can get rid of this crazy COVID year and continue to move on and move in a positive direction. But I want to thank all of you for your dedication and your service to your residents. Certainly, Aberdeen is all the better for it. And again, whatever we can do, LD13 team, myself, Senator O'Scanlan, Jerry Schaffenberger, all of us are here for you, and especially our staff members. You know, you all have my phone number, and if you don't, please get it from Fred and text me, call me anytime, and I'm happy to help. And again, congratulations to all of you on a really working hard last year. Some stuff you didn't sign up for, but we got through it together and we'll continue to move through it together. And I see, I almost said freeholder unknown. It's commissioner unknown. If I may, I would like to also compliment well, you were freeholders when you did this, so I'm using the damn term. Sorry. Freeholders last year did a phenomenal job with the COVID and put together, when we couldn't claim some federal dollars because of the size of our towns, they made Monmouth County one big town, and they put together the Monmouth Cares. I did give kudos to Sue Kiley last night, and I'd like to extend those same things to you, Director.
Thank you.
You did a phenomenal job. I get complimented every day about what a good job you did, and your staff that you put together. So thank you for doing that. You really helped a lot of people get together. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Happy New Year, everyone. Best of luck to you.
Very good. Thank you, Assemblywoman, for joining us. I forgot to mention that I wanted to break it into categories because I don't want Director Commissioner, or is it Commissioner Director?
I think it's Commissioner Director, but you know, just how about
It's a
Tom?
mouthful.
Tom sounds good. Tom sounds good.
It's a mouthful. But of course, you know, I would thank the U.S. Senator and the Congressman for answering a lot of questions when the PPP first came out. And they were very good, especially Senator Booker. His staff was putting out a lot of information, especially for the businesses, and with the help of the staff at Town Hall and Brian, we were sending that right out to the businesses. So I thank them at the federal level. At the state level, Serena, you and Declan were so helpful with the unemployment issues, as you know so well. And I want to thank you for helping us with many state issues. And that's what I mentioned before about helping along. And then finally, I believe, and I don't want to miss any of our guests, we had at the time Freehold Director, now Commissioner Director on her own. And Assemblywoman, you gave me a great segue, because when we first heard of the CARES Act and that there would be money for municipalities, we found out in the state of New Jersey, not a single town or city qualified because of population. And then we learned that Monmouth County was going to act as one big town. And I got a hold of, at that time, Freehold Director Arnone. I said, Tom, what are we going to do? And he goes, well, you'll get a call in about a week and you'll be very happy. Well, I have to say that the actions of this now commission board really bailed out Aberdeen. And I'm sure every municipality in Monmouth County. The work that you and your colleagues did, Tom, and please, I hope I shouldn't be informal, but I just.
No, Tom, I like Tom.
You
I
know,
like Tom.
But I just want you to know that you really, your leadership really helped many municipalities, including Aberdeen, recoup all the COVID expenses we had. And I love the expression you used day one when you broke this. Think out of the box. If you never spent the money on something, it's COVID. And we took that as a rule of thumb. And we received 3 very nice payments from the county. And it was under your leadership and your colleagues. So I want to publicly thank you for everything that you've done. You're always a phone call away, just like the great elected officials we have on here tonight. Always get back to us. And I thank you very much for helping us through this. We're not done yet, but boy, there's a light at the end of the tunnel coming. So, Mr. Director, the floor is yours, and I thank you for joining us tonight.
So I do thank you. And it's amazing because tonight is, we are officially commissioner. So I'm actually freeholder director in theory, in most people's eyes, but as of tomorrow, because my colleagues have asked me to stay on again as director, I will be, I think, unless they change their mind overnight, and then that's possible, and that's fine. We're all one team. I would be commissioner, board of commissioner director tomorrow, along with Sue Kiley as my deputy director, which we work as a great team together, along with Nick Duraco, Lillian Barry, and soon to be Ross Citra. And we have a great team. And, of course, Pat has stepped off, but Pat was part of that during that period of time there. And I must say, this has been a year like no other year. I've been doing this 25 years. I sat in the seat you sat for 8 years. Your colleagues, I sat in that seat for 7 years, and I can tell you, none of us in our wildest dreams ever took a COVID test on how to govern during a COVID period or a pandemic, I might say. So with that being said, but if I was a teacher, which I'm not, but if I was a teacher and I was to give a grade to my 53 municipalities, I would give an A+. And you're one of those leaders because obviously you start with Aberdeen being A. And so I give you that. And I will tell you, I think we did it for a reason. And I've been somewhat critical of both sides of the lines of the parties, federal and state, on that. But ultimately, it was because I knew that I had 53 mayors, Republican and Democrats, right behind me to fight the fight with me. And we did it. We put $35 million out with the help of Fred Yu, your council and all the other 53 mayors and councils and committees, $35 million in the pockets of businesses that were struggling. We put $25 million into municipalities, and we put into nonprofits. We put into certain services. And just yesterday, I have something I'm very proud of, and I know you guys are so supportive of your police department there, that the sheriff and I petitioned very hard in a press conference on the need to include our police officers as first responders and put in category 1A. And today the state made that decision and moved them into 1A. So I'm very happy with that. But none of this would happen if Monmouth County didn't set the tone to be the most bipartisan county when it comes to governing. And we really are. And it's something that, you know what, we should all be so proud of, because I truly feel we are the best county. And it's only because of people like you, Fred, your leaders, your administration, and people ask all the time, and I'm sure they ask you, Fred, and I'm sure they ask the council, and I know they ask me. So what is your plans? Well, I can tell you what my plans are. And I can say this on the record line. I'm never leaving the county. And when I leave the county, I'm done. That's it. And I enjoy doing it because I get a great feeling because I'm working with friends. And I truly see Aberdeen as a true friend. We built relationship and bonds, and it's just enjoyable. It's enjoyable to know that you're helping people that really are your friends and appreciate it. And you know, Fred, as Serena said before, I'm a phone call away. Sue's a phone call away. Lillian's a phone call away. Nick's a phone call away. And soon to be Ross will be a phone call away. And we're always there for you. So please, any of your council there, Brian, we've worked together before. And Fred, anything you need, please reach out to us. But I will tell you this, you run a great town. You should be proud of what you do. The Aberdeen residents should be proud. And I would say that anytime you need me to say that to any one of your residents, you do a great job. And I'm proud to say you're in Monmouth County. Thank you.
Well, thank you very, very much. And I'm sure the council is very pleased with that. And yes, and you are a phone call away and or a text message away. You've all proven it. And that's what I told the congressman before that when we spoke around 5 o'clock, I said to him, you should only have in Washington what exists in Monmouth County. And he
we talk about that often.
Yes.
Because the funny thing about it, the congressman and myself, we're both in the same club, the America Vespucci, me, John, his brother John, and myself. So we talk about that often.
It's very true. And so I always tell him every time he wants to touch a Monmouth, step over, come on over, come on Zoom, as we'll probably be doing for at least a half a year or so, hopefully sooner. I missed the courtroom setting. We all do. We all speak about it just to be with our residents, but it's nice that they tune us in. I thank you all very much for joining us. Tom, please give my best to your entire staff and colleagues for everything that you've done. And I greatly appreciate it. And Serena, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. We're gonna move on with a little
Good luck,
business. Thank you so
everyone.
much.
Have a happy new year.
Fred, are they leaving?
Happy New Year.
Yes.
We
Thank
can't
you
let Tom or Noon leave Aberdeen or free as some also without thanking them again for Fredo Woods Park.
Oh, absolutely.
It's been 7 years and we have never forgotten to thank them, so we're not going to start now.
Oh,
Absolutely.
You guys are the best. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
thank you so much. Terrific. So, sometimes I answer questions, oh, you're a politician and everything else. Yeah, I guess I'm in a political position, but I know one thing, I speak for this council, that we do have our residents first in mind. And I said 11 years ago, when we got into this, we would lean on everyone that could help us help Aberdeen. And that's an example of the folks that we have working with us. And we do forget about political party, except when it's election time. But I think Gregory says that's sometimes you got to put the uniform on, you take the uniform off, and you work together. And
That's right. And unfortunately, there's people that stormed the Capitol today that don't understand that this is simulated combat. It's not real. And that's the, the tying what we just heard all together, and that's really what it is. That's what our country's focus should be, working together like this, and then putting your jersey on, and then the game is over.
That's right. And everyone that was on tonight, and then some, have all proven that. And we're very, very fortunate to have those relationships. Okay, so we had our guests. The only thing I would like, if you would just allow me a moment or so before we get into the rest of the agenda. I want to share something with our residents of a note that I sent out. Maybe they don't realize the communication that we have with our employees. So I want to just share this note that the council sent our manager and his great department managers and everybody who works at Aberdeen. And it goes like this: as we look back on 2020, the council wants to thank you for all your dedication. Every department continued to deliver services to residents and they have come to appreciate. This is a true testament of the type of individuals who work at Town Hall and all our professionals. It was almost business as usual, but there was nothing usual about 2020. You all came together to do the best for Aberdeen, and the governing body appreciates your service. I want to express my gratitude to each and every one of you. You all helped us continue our road programs, our park programs, maintenance programs without missing a beat. So I think we also have to keep memory of friends and loved ones we might have lost to this dreaded disease. And we're, I'm just lost for words about that. We continue to keep in mind our great police and fire and first responders, healthcare professionals. We owe them our deep gratitude. And I told them all to continue to be as safe as they can. And so that was sent to our employees, and I wanted to share that. The council feels very strongly about the type of people who work at Town Hall because they're all extremely dedicated. Our clerk, no, I can't even joke, is the best. We know it. It's the starting year off with our clerk. And Karen, thank you for everything you did in 2020 since you're on. And so I greatly appreciate it. Is there any member of the council who has a report that they would like to give tonight on anything that they've been working on? It was tough with the holidays, but we'll be back to the swing of things. If we're done with reports, I'd like to now open this meeting to the hearing of the citizens on agenda items only. And you can get Brian's attention with a thumb up, wave to him, text him, email him, get his attention.
I have no one at this time, Mayor.
Okay, thank you very much, Brian. And this might be a good opportunity to say what a heck of a year you picked to join us. And we're indebted to you also very, very much for spearheading everything at Town Hall and working so well with all of us. It's been a great year, and may it continue many, many more. So thank you for everything that you've done and all the help that you give me. And I just think it's a great working relationship among all of us. Thank you, Brian.
Well, thank you to all of you as well. You make it easy and enjoyable.
We'll try to make it tougher this year. Okay. So I had to say that. Okay.
Yeah.
So moving right along.
That's my goal.
Okay, moving right along, we're up to item number 6, and I'm going to call on Councilman Cannon to do the very lengthy consent agenda, which is our professionals for 2021, if you do the honors, sir.
Yes, Mayor and fellow council members, I'd like to make a motion to adopt the consent agenda, which consists of resolutions 2021-1 through 2021-36.
Second.
Councilman Cannon.
I vote yes on all resolutions except 2021-5.
I know you heard. We had an
And
election that was stolen
I think-
from us. It was a landslide election.
sorry about that. That was my internet playing the president announcing an insurrection today, but that's neither here nor there.
Which one?
I vote yes on all of them except 2021-5, from which I abstain. Thank you.
Councilman Hirsch.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kelly. Councilwoman Montone.
I vote yes on all the resolutions except resolution number 2021-13, for which I abstain.
Councilman Swindell.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martucci.
Yes.
Mayor Taglerini.
Yes, thank you very much. Moving along, I'd like very much to call on Councilwoman Montone to make a motion for 2021-37.
Mayor Taglerini, Deputy Mayor Martucci, and fellow council members, I would like to make a motion to approve resolution number 2021-37.
Second.
Councilman Cannon.
Yes.
Councilman Hirsch.
Yes.
Councilwoman Kelly.
Yes.
Councilwoman Montone.
Yes.
Councilman Swindell.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martucci.
Yes.
Mayor Taglerini.
Yes, and I wanted to do this prior to that first motion, so I'll do it now. Mr. Cohen, can you hear me?
I
Thank you, and thank you for joining us. Would you give us a brief overview what the resolution we just passed and 38 mean to us?
Yes,
Thank you.
it sounds rather complicated, but it's really rather ordinary in the course of building a large project. You had authorized a redeveloper, in this case spearheaded by Glassworks, and they're developing groups of townhouses in pods, and the project is a long-term project. I think I've been working on it with you since I very first came to serve you, and it's progressed quite nicely, and I think it's been very successful. Part of the project, like many of these projects, is the main developer puts in all the roadways, all the pipes, et cetera, all the infrastructure, and sells off part of the pads to various reputable builders who will construct what has been approved. And it's a way of sharing out the risk and taking money out of the project to keep it going. It's normal and natural. We build into our agreements that the borough or the township or the city, whatever it is, has the right to say no if it finds that the proposed redeveloper or co-redeveloper, the new person to come in to build, is not responsible financially or is not responsible morally or has had other contractual problems, and to do an investigation. And we do that with the attorney and their financial advisor. The attorney in this case is my law firm, the Dakotas law firm, and the financial advisor is NW. We had an application from Ryan Holmes to buy, I think, roughly 90 pads to put up approval with minor changes that they went to the boards for and got approvals, townhouses on one of the pads. That's what you're voting on tonight. What makes it look a little bit strange is that there are a bunch of different corporate entities in there. And that's because builders, all builders, big and small, of anything but the smallest projects, create separate corporations for each building that they do. It's a way of making sure that the success or failure of one project cannot be used to benefit or burden other projects. So each project stands on its own 2 feet, which in this case, in Aberdeen's case, is a good thing because we have a successful project. So we don't want any failed project that Ryan Holmes, for example, the buyer, might have in Minnesota to try to grab the New Jersey assets. So they set up a separate corporation, and that's what we did with Fleet. So you approved Fleet, which is really an agglomeration of the existing people, and they're going to work with Ryan Holmes, which is really an agglomeration of other little companies, to build up this project. And I can tell you that this is a normal and natural way of life in building in the whole New York, New Jersey, probably United States metropolitan area, but certainly it's nothing out of the ordinary. And we classify them under one name. So the separate interest in Ryan Holmes is called Ryan Holmes. It may be made up of several corporations, but for our purposes, it's Ryan Holmes. And your financial advisor has been through the financials of all the individual corporations and the reputations, and we've been through the legal issues, and both we, the law firm, and NW, the financial advisor, have found no reason to turn them down. These are reputable people in our experience, people we've all done business with before successfully. And we would recommend them to you.
Well, thank you. And that's what I wanted to get across, was the fact that you certainly did due diligence on the background checks to make sure that that project, which has been coming along nicely, will continue to be as strong as it was. So that's what this is all about. And I thought it was very worthwhile explaining to the residents of Aberdeen that this project is moving along with good hands. So thank you very much, Mr. Cohen, for that. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Mayor.
With that, I'd like to call on to the deputy mayor to make the next resolution.
Mayor Zaglerini and my fellow council members, I'd like to make a motion to adopt resolution number 2021-38. Second.
Councilman Cannon,
Yes.
Councilman Hirsch,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kelly,
Yes.
Councilwoman Montone,
Yes.
Councilman Swindell,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martucci,
Yes.
Mayor Taglerini.
Yes, thank you very much. We're up to agenda item number 7, which will be the hearing of the citizens, correspondence, petitions, new business, whatever's on your mind. Please indicate to Brian Russell if there's something on your mind tonight or a clarification on something. Now's the time to do it.
I have nothing at this time, Mayor.
Okay, thank you very much, Brian. So we'll move on, and our attorney, Michael, I think it's showtime for you on the executive session resolution.
Mr. Mayor, may I be heard for just a moment?
Yes, Mr. Cohen.
I wanted to wait till the end, and thank you for allowing me just a moment. I want to thank you personally and all the members of the council for showing us the courtesy and respect and confidence of reappointing us. It's been a pleasure to be of service in Aberdeen. I must say, when I came to Aberdeen, I didn't know anyone, and now I feel that I'm serving friends. And thank you again on behalf of myself personally and all the people I work with and my law firm for again reappointing us.
Well, obviously it's mutual, and it's nice having you back on board. And I think the longevity, as you said before, with Somerset, you were there from the beginning. We're certainly coming close to an end. I don't think we're done with Mr. Zucker yet. There'll be a lot more fun. But Lee, thank you so very much for everything that you've done. So we'll turn it on to your very capable associate, Michael, to bring us through the executive session.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution authorizing the Township Council to enter into executive session. Whereas the Township Council are mindful of the right of the public to attend and witness meetings of governmental bodies at which public business is discussed and to be involved in all phases of governmental action. And whereas the Open Public Meetings Act nonetheless recognizes the authority of a public body to exclude the public from meetings in certain enumerated instances in which disclosure of matters discussed could endanger public safety, property, or other public interest or invade individual privacy. And whereas, as authorized by the Open Public Meetings Act, be resolved that the Township Council will meet in private session at 8:14 p.m. on January 6th, 2021 to discuss the following specific items. Personnel, Township Manager. Be it further resolved that the matters so discussed will be disclosed to the public when the need for confidentiality no longer exists.
Good.
So moved.
A motion to accept that,
Second.
please?
I'll second.
Councilman Cannon,
Yes.
Councilman Hirsch,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kelly,
Yes.
Councilwoman Montone,
Yes.
Councilman Swindell,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Martucci,
Yes.
Mayor Taglerini.
Yes, thank you very much. Now take a motion to adjourn to executive. I don't believe we'll be taking any, I don't think we'll be taking any action to come back out tonight. So we'll thank everybody for joining us tonight. We'll be back in 2 weeks on a Thursday night. And again, Happy New Year from everyone at Town Hall to all of you, and good health. We're almost there. Let's continue to do everything that we've been hearing since March about how to handle ourselves, and let's do it and get through this. And we wish you all good health and a Happy New Year. So good night and be well.
Oh, I need a motion to adjourn.
I did. I made a motion.
I think, yeah, I
Who's
think
second?
I did. Second.
Come on,
All in
Karen.
favor?
Aye.
Yes. Hi.
Okay.
I heard Joe. I really did. Very good. So thank you all very, very much. Appreciate it. Good night, everybody.